Can you hear that? That is the sound of Jess retiring. But that is a sound of no jet engine. That's right. I'm here, and there's no jet engine. So, yeah, don't have to worry about it anymore. So, welcome along to Inside Line Racing for ILR7's second round in Season 5. Chinese Grand Prix. I'm your commentator, Owen Wyatt. And we were going to have 19 cars taken to the track, but instead we've got 18 because Jess is quali bound, I believe. So yeah, she's gonna be spectating just like I am. So yeah, we've got Philip here, who's the first guy on the track and should be the first guy to do a lap. This is also my first attempt in doing what in 1080p with 60 frames, so do let me know if you're seeing any issues with that. I'm hoping that this works okay, because obviously I want to give you guys the best possible streams for this channel, and I also kind of want winning views, you know what I mean? You got to be a bit competitive here. As you all well know, I like being very competitive myself. But yeah, now it looks like the 1080p is working brilliantly so far, so good. So yeah, welcome everyone, welcome to China. It was a bit of a mental first round, wasn't it, of the season? We had top 3, I think, all sort of have their races fall apart thanks to turn 12 and I think turn 2 for Bill. So yeah, I think Mercedes will be looking at a comeback this week. Of course, we only have one Mercedes driver out there, that is Khalifa. That's because Bill's van broke down, I believe. So that's a bit unfortunate, isn't it? Kind of dampens the mood for him there, but hopefully we do see him back at some point. It's a bit of a stretch, but you never know. You can see miracles happen. I'm just going to quickly bring up the results of last week's race. Just so I can give you a quick rundown of the championship standings, because that's probably the easiest way to get them, if I'm honest with you. Better than just looking it all up on the ILR website, because that'll just take too long, won't it? Luckily though, we are just in the early stages of qualifying. Expect these guys to qualify on either softs or mediums. My recommended strategy for all of you here looking at copying the strategies here today, honestly, if I was here, I was saying this to Paul, I think earlier, I saw other league races do medium to soft and it worked out to be the best strategy. It's a little risky, but I personally think if you do medium to soft, that's how you're going to win today. But we'll see what they do. We'll see what they come up with. It's either really sort of soft to medium or medium to soft. And right, I can give you the top 10 in the ILR7 championship. If it would ever load, which would be useful, wouldn't it? We've got yellows, by the way. You see yellows, that's more just people slowing down, I think, wouldn't it? Yeah, for example, that's going to cause a yellow. And yes, that is our Lord and Saviour. That is Mr. Jack Gooding, who is here to race today. Woohoo! We all like seeing Mr. Jack Gooding here in his Alfa Romeo Cyber. Anyway, top 10 in the championship. TJP plays, who won the last race obviously, from Kyle and Voss, Murdoch, Whiteout, Biesma, Baza, Bill, who's not here, Risky Racer, and Jess. That's your top 10 in the championship so far. I think there's only 11 finishes though in Australia, so give or take a few retirements here and there. We should probably see that change at some point today. And hello to everybody in the chat, as I said before. Lenny with his classic, oh wait in there, so cheers. That's not Fernando retires. Now I don't know what that is. It says yellows in sector 1 and 2. You can never really believe this game. Now that actually, let's just ignore that for a minute. That lap there from Kyle could well be his best lap of the day. Because he's already on the soft. You only get one set of them per session, and it is one of the preferred tires. As I said, medium and soft are the two tires you're going to see the most often. So that could be Kyle's session already over, which isn't a problem. That's where no Fernando went. Or not Fernando, apologies. So yeah, it's early, but it will inevitably be what the rest of the field does anyway. So just got to try and fill the 18 minutes, I guess, and he didn't fancy it. Sort of just asking why Jess isn't racing in the chat, and it's because she has got a quali ban as Lenny leaves. And there's Howitzer in there as well. Good evening, sir. And yes, hello to everyone else as well in the stream. 14 of you here. We beat ILR6 too. We got on first. Yes! as like I said before, I'm very competitive at this type of thing. So yeah, no, I'm sure everyone's looking forward to seeing this. This is Mr. Jack Gooding. We'll give him the on-board treatment. We all love seeing him racing, doing a cheeky race here and there. Now he's had somehow a worse downfall than me. I'm pretty sure last I saw he was in ILR3 and he's recently fallen 4 tiers. So you know, people say I've had the worst time ever. Him and Jamie have been falling right down. You know, they got to be improving. They got to be going back up. I'm gonna lose a lot of. Yeah, I'm gonna get fired if I keep talking. But anyway, yeah. He's on his lap at the moment. I think it's a slower lap anyway. It's on the median, so he may fancy a different tyre later on. Lenny's saying if Jack's on a wheel. I don't know if Jack's on a wheel or not. But I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I'm sure you'll probably mention it at some point in the chat. But yeah. To the 11, if you are here, please do stay handy to win on ILR7 views, like I said. I was very salty when ILR2 lost out to ILR3 actually last week on views, but the good news is I'm doing ILR3 this week, so suddenly heavy on the winning team. But yeah, and that's because Shugo's not going to be there, I don't think, for ILR3, so that's me and Soup having to split up a little bit there. Only should be for one race, so don't panic. I will be back with Soup for Bahrain, but this week as Jacko retires, this week it will be me and Soup separated. I'm doing ILR3, he's doing ILR2, just to let you know that early on. And we've got 9 minutes and 42 seconds to go. We'll go for the top 10 for the moment. That's Philip, Khalifa, Kyle, Jacko, Straw Blonde, who I'm pretty sure is new here. ILR Reader, who... Oh, I'm trying to remember who that was now. Oh, kill me. I don't know who that was. That's irritating, I should know who that was. Okay. I should remember who that is. I do apologise, I should remember who that is. Because he was here last week, I know that much. But Speed Kington, that is our championship leader, I believe. TW, I think it is. Once again, I'm not sure. Ah, yeah, Howitzer. Apologies, should have known. Should have remembered. Should have remembered. Apologies. So ILR Raiders, Howitzer, yes, and then we've got Kington in 7th, Shabs in 8th, Moonshalot in 9th, and Baza 10th. That's your top 10 so far. That's the issue with PlayStation name changes. I haven't been in the forum to check who's changed. You know, they could have made it simple. I made my change very simple. You know, oh, Jack! That could have been in the wall there. That was a very Giovinazzi style, as Giovinazzi's car comes past right now, actually, funnily enough. His teammate Fosco's fastest on a 131.1. And Goody is coming in with the analytical eye here, showing that Goody says, anyway, I mean, you gotta believe him, that Jack's steering suggests that he is on a pad. So, oh well. Looks like he hasn't invested. And yeah, Jake is asking if Peter changed his name. I'm pretty sure that's Peter. I hope it is. I assume so, because he's still English. So I think Speed Kington is Peter. I would need to check that one, but he should be. Although I don't really know. At least this gives me a chance in the qualifying session when nothing's really happening to figure out who's who. This is like being at Australia all over again. Who's this and who's that? But yeah, like I say, PlayStation last week introduced some name changes, so you could do it for free. So as you would expect, people have been changing. I've been changing. So you know. Except I made it simple. I made it very simple. All I did was change the number on the end of my name, because I was on at 13 and it just didn't make any sense because I've never used the number 13 once in any league racing. I only chose it because I was 13 when I made it. But now it's on at 15 because it's the only number I use, much to Brandon, a former driver's disapproval, I think. But still, Khalifa there goes to P2. But yeah, now Beesma getting out of the way there. Issue with his pit lane actually in qualifying, if you come out at the worst time, you're going to smash into someone. Luckily Beesma did see that one coming though, and got out of the way. So we've got 6 minutes left. People should be coming out for the final ones now, for example Beesma, Baza, Murdoch, Kington, Phillip, people like that. They should be doing their soft runs or medium runs, depends what they want to do. I'd expect to see people outside the top 10 most likely start on mediums. Obviously, I don't know if they've been really looking into their strategies. I've been very much looking into mine anyway, I know that much. Because, as some of you may know, I'm ILR5 Championship Leader, so I sort of got that to keep up now. And for anyone who's interested in ILR5 and ILR4, they're after this. They will be at 8 o'clock on the ILR channel. Don't know which one's going to be up first. Hopefully it's ILR5, because if it is, then you can tune in, can't you? And you can watch me either keep a championship leader or bottle it. I think Jess is doing ILR5 commentary, and I think Cliffy's doing ILR4. Actually, speaking of commentary, Leon is making his commentary debut in ILR6, so, you know, if you dump me for him this week, I won't blame you. But still, I think he's replacing Graham. So, yeah. I tell you what, I could be like one of them announcers on TV who's just like, and coming up next on this channel is this and that and this and that. Because, just giving you a running order to make TV listings or YouTube listings. Give a full upload schedule every week. Anyway, 5 minutes to go. This should be Philip's quick lap, I imagine. Although his ERS hasn't really gone down very much. I don't know if he's used too much in the early stages, because you do need to save it all for this back straight. It's over a kilometre long. And we'll see how much he goes down here. As he goes wide, actually, that could throw the lap there for him. So let's just follow someone else. Let's follow, I believe, our championship leader. And you can see he's on to overtake. Overtake is the best ERS mode to use, I think, on this track. And yeah, I think if you want to save a little bit, you use 5, I think. 5 or 2, I find, is best to save with. And then if you want to, yeah, go for it, then it's 4. That's what I've been doing anyway. It works out for me fine enough, but we'll see what other guys do. Some guys may not know that 4 does, I believe, give higher top end speed. Although they may just have their own ways of doing it, because if you use 4 the whole lap, it will run out. If you use 5, it might not. So here's Straw Blonde. We'll see what happens with his ERS, because it is interesting to watch, to be fair. He's on Ultras as well, so we could see that go up the leaderboards quite a bit. Kington did go 5th there, by the way. I didn't ignore that, but let's just quickly see. He is the highest on them softs, so we will be checking that as the session comes to a close. And we've just got loads of new viewers in. Hello, welcome. No jet engine, incredible. 1080p, 60 frames. Oh my god. But yeah, that hurts. Don't do that. It works when you're trying to do a shocked face, but when you're, yeah. Anyway, down the back straight, still staying on 5. Yeah, I guess it keeps the deployment down. That's the only sort of positive to it. I mean, ERS, it's not really that much of a science, but geez, it makes the qualifying lap interesting. It's more easy to manage during the races, I think. But anyway, right in the final corner. Are we about to see a purple lap here? No, but it will go P3 then. So it's a Haas on the 2nd row. Now, everyone who's been on the sauce at the moment has actually done the lap already. Although Baz is still flying around now. And into the pits. Shabs is about to start a lap. Let's give this one the onboard treatment, shall we? And let's just hope it doesn't go into the wall. Because generally when I'm on board with someone, it goes into the wall. But through turn 1, oh, that's not quite in the wall, but it's a bit offline. Turn 1 is extremely difficult because it just goes on and on and on and on, and then into turn 2 which goes on and on and on, and then turn 3 which goes on and on and on and on. As I'm sure you can imagine, this gets rather annoying after a lot of laps, and when the tyres start to degrade, that turn 1 is going to become an absolute nightmare, and a bit of a bomb site, I imagine, when people start to inevitably spin off. Shabs is struggling a little bit on this lap so far. I don't think you get caught out for track limits if you go wide there though, so the lap should still be on for now. And Shabs will still continue it. A little bit offline there as well. It's like he's just struggling a little bit with the inputs. He's sort of getting on all the acute angles for the corners. And has abandoned, I think, the lap there. Either that or he's just not pushing too hard. But yeah, it's just showing if you get a little offline on this track, you will sort of just get it wrong. And you can see it's going offline every corner. So it just wrecks the lap. Here is Reader. I'm going to have to call them by their new usernames. As much as I want to call them by their old, I can't. White out there has just gone up to P2. Let's watch ILR Reader. We've only got just over a minute to go. And we haven't got too many laps actually that are going to be going on. Voss is out there, by the way, on an out lap. So that one's going to be very interesting to watch. Will this be the lap that will put him on pole position? What about Khalifa, who's just started his one? There's certainly a lot still to happen. But, you know, we started with Reader, so we will keep going. Baz is also out there on a set of ultras looking to start that, so we're going to have a few quick ones towards the end. And we'll see. And yeah, Jess just confirms that Kenton is Pete, so good. I was hoping I hadn't got that mixed up there. And yeah, Reader, I know I said I wanted to watch them, but I really want to catch a full lap and see what people are doing on their ERS, to be honest with you. So here's Voss, he's currently P1 and going wide. Maybe not the best lap to watch so far, if I'm honest, but he's going round. These guys do not want to give me a great lap to watch, do they? He just seems to be going round a little bit wide here and there. But it is an Ultras, so this should be the proper flyer here for the guy that's currently top. He's staying on 5 ERS the whole time here at the moment. It's at this point where I would have been starting the first bit of lap on 4 and then going down to 2 for the whole of the middle sector until you get to here. And that's a bit wide, that's the lap gone there, I think, for Voss. And then, yeah, I'll be using 2 for the middle sector, 4 for the first 2 sectors. And, well, half of the first sector anyway, then it'll be back down to 2. So yeah, it's a bit of a science. I mean, we'll see as others go round, as Khalifa crosses the line and goes pole position on the ultras. It's interesting to see how people do it differently, that's all I'm saying. Difficult to explain now. Reader did go up to 8. Baza didn't get to the line by the looks of it on his ultras. It looked like he went out a little bit late, hadn't it? Voss, though, he may have got the lap a little bit wrong, but we'll see if it's still enough to improve his time. I don't think it will be, will it? It's a bit ambitious. We saw he was struggling quite a bit. Mr. Gooding, 12.1 seconds off the pace. This is going to be an absolutely storming lap from the league owner. Look at him go. Ah, oh, look at the speed he's taking there. Through to the pit lane. Ah, oh, Hamilton would be jealous at the speed he's been able to take there. Into the pits. What a brilliant line he's taken there. And he is 15th at the moment. Goody, happy with the quality of the stream. Well, I'm happy that you're happy. I'm glad some people are noticing anyway that the quality's improved. And I hope there's been no issues with it. As I say, this is the first time I've done a stream on the PS4 Pro, so it should be working beautifully. And listen, it's making no noise as well. That means you get to hear more of me, more of the cars. That means I can turn the cars up, actually, and not just destroy your ears, as I'm sure you may notice as well. So we've got the higher quality on the stream. We've got no jet engine. It should be overall better, so I'm happy some people are noticing it. And like I say, if there's any issues, do put it in the chat, and I'll certainly have a look for next stream. But here is your top 10. Khalifa from Voss, Whiteout, Strawblon, Philip, Alex, Kington, Reader, Kyle, and Munchelot. They will start on the tires they qualified on. Pete there, Kington looking very good. Highest man on the softs. Everyone from 11th down will get to choose their own tyre to start the race on. And I know Jess retired pretty much instantly. I hope she got a setup on. I hope she remembered to put a setup on, because sometimes if you know you're not going to take part in qualifying, you could just retire the second you get in. So I do hope she remembered. Yes, Scott, there is no more jet engine. Listen to that silence. It's weird though. It's weird. It's weird, and I'm not smothering the PS4 with a pillow anymore. I can just sit there on its own. It looks very nice actually. I didn't know on the back of it it's got some nice PlayStation symbols that you can, because you can put your PlayStation on horizontal, and it sits on the little PlayStation rubber buttons. It's quite nice. Anyway, yeah, it's a very nice console to look at, but I need to be looking at my screen. I'm actually trying to reset it for this one as well. I'm not sure if you can hear, but I'm sort of not having to sit right up close to the mic. I think it should help quality there as well, because I used to have to sit right up close like this, and that would sometimes mess about with it because it would be too loud or just a bit purr. So sitting a little bit further back as well. I'm trying a lot on new stuff today, that's all I'm saying. Anyway, they're getting away on their formation lap. Expect to see a lot of white here, hopefully, in these guys from 11th down. So we know the top 10 starters. We've got 7 on the ultras, and we've got 3 on the softs. But what about further down? We've got Jacko, Murdoch, Beesma, Jack, Shabs, and Jess all starting on the softs, and then we got Not Fernando, Risky Racer, and Baza starting on the mediums. In my opinion, mediums to softs is potentially going to be the quickest strategy today. So we'll see who can pull this one off. We've got 3 different tyres to start the race on for the guys, as you would expect, really. I'm surprised to see 7 people on the ultras. I wonder if they're going to try ultras to mediums. I'm pretty sure that's going to be possible. So we'll see what they do. And yeah, we'll see what happens then. And I haven't done this in a while. I know people didn't like it first time round, but I mean, just been looking around today. People's helmets. Remember this feature? People's helmets have been looking quite nice, haven't they? I think we've got a nice, colourful selection. As we'll head through. White type. Still my favourite one. Absolutely loving that design on the Haas. And his team is pretty nice as well. We've got some of the specially designed helmets on there for some of them. And Pete just a plain blue one. That's a car off there. Let's read her off. Trying to imitate Max Verstappen and Robert Kubica, I think they're a touch. And yeah, I still like looking at the helmets. Don't judge me, it's just a thing I like to do. That's a nice one for not Fernando. Unique design anyway, I'd like to see that one close up. In beautiful 1080p, 60 frames per second, you get to look at every little detail of this helmet as he comes down. Purple, sort of fluorescent yellow. You know, pink, fluorescent yellow, black. It's a nice combination. I quite like that little design as well. But anyway, these guys are getting ready now to line up on the grids for the start of the Chinese Grand Prix here in ILR7. It's the second ever race for this tier, only being founded a few weeks ago when Season 5 was announced. And we had a great first round in Australia as the 2 Williams line up at the back of the grid. Will we see another good race today? Green flags in the background, and then they instantly turn to yellow because that's realistic. But the lights are on ahead of the drivers. It's 5 lights. We've got a jump start there for Straw Blonde, not cutting into favour of anyone. It's lights out, away we go. The Haas now is going extremely slowly just to add insult to injury. Maybe he should have just floored it. But Khalifa's lost a bit of time. We've got a bit of an incident at the front of the field. There's a lot of cars all over the track. Voslo gets away into the latest race. We've got Alex now in second, with Whiteout third and Khalifa's falling through the field. There's a few more cars, as I said, who were spinning off, and there could be damage to the Haas of Whiteout. Trying to figure out if there's anything on him or the Force Indy that he had contact with. Could be damage to the right end plate. We'll have a look at that one. There's a lot of movement through the field. We've got still some yellow flags, and Jack! What? Jack is up to 7th. What a start. He certainly hasn't lost it, has he? That's brilliant. We're seeing side by side in the background there. Really decent battling when they're not running into each other. And Khalifa, oh man, disaster class, isn't that? Just the worst start. He's got a puncture on the front right tyre. That's why he's spinning off. And we can see that he is falling all the way down the field. First to last in a matter of moments, and it seems weird that he lost all that time. I wonder, I honestly wonder if that's a glitch. It just seemed weird. He lost so much ground off the line, didn't he? I just wonder if he had that puncture from the very, very moment the lights went out, because I've seen this glitch happen before. It just seems a bit odd, doesn't it? Huh. But anyway, our biggest gainer, as you may have saw there, is Mr. Gooding himself. He's going to gain some more places now. There's Kyle losing for the last corner. Go on, lad. Good move to get round the struggling Red Bull by the looks of it. And up into P5. He's made 10 places off the grid. Stunning start from Jack Gooding. Certainly pleasing all the ILR fans. And there's Philip going wide now. We're seeing Jack trying to go around the outside. As you can imagine, he is second highest on the sauce now, up into P4. This is just getting better and better for him. And we're seeing yellow sector 3. I think there's another dive there as Jack gets repassed. And now on the exit, they're going to go side by side. And this is where we saw a bit of contact, I think, or at least some side by side action on the first lap as well. And yeah, Jack just backs off for now, but still, stunning start after P5. Voss is getting away now from Alex. That doesn't look like a second, if I'm honest with you. I don't think that is a second. I think that's a little bit more than that. I don't think the game has given us the right timings there. Hopefully that updates, because that's certainly not a second by the looks of it. Not on my watch, anyway. I mean, that's nearly 2 seconds. I don't know what the game's looking at there. But it looks like Jack had another look, but lost the place again. I think we're just waiting for the game to update, because there's a lot wrong with the standings, if I'm honest with you here, and I can't really tell what gaps are, what's going on. But yeah. That's fun, isn't it? Here's Jacko having a look round the outside, late braking on Biesma. We'll see him still on the outside, and that will give him the inside for the next bend. We'll see if he finds his way past. He doesn't. In fact, goes really wide there. You know what this reminds you of? This reminds you of that F2 race in Jerez when the gaps only updated when they crossed the line to start a new lap. It's a bit poor, everyone wants to see the game doing that, but hopefully it will fix itself and we'll see all of the... Oh, Voss is gone! Voss had a spin from the lead of the race. The cyber driver spins round. He's recovered. I think he's broken his front wing. Now, did he have contact? I'm pretty sure he had contact, actually. It may have been him having contact with Whiteside on the first lap. That could have been the front wing so far, and possibly both of them. But he's now down to P8. Broken front wing as well. So it's all gone wrong for him in the early stages here in China. And we're going to see him being a bit mugged now. And you can see that whole front left end plate is gone. And look at the McLaren, look at the Renault. They're all trying to find their way through there, as well as Risky Racer. I think Baz has actually lost out there, as Voss really causes a bit of a traffic jam here. Down the inside goes Shabs. Should be let past really by Voss if he's struggling with front wing damage, but no, he's going to fight it. On the exit, he gets onto the curb, and that's going to be the position for Shabs. And we're seeing more people trying to get past. Look at that, Baz on the inside, Risky Racer free abreast. Down the back straight as Baz, I think, got onto the grass there, so slows down a little bit. TNB Voss, though, just about staying into the points at the moment. Here's Murdoch! As Voss breaks super early, smashing into the back of the Cyber. And that was a bit of a mistake there, I think, to break so early. But look at this. Jack into the podium places now. Having a stunning start. From, I think, what, 15th on the grid, was it? That low? I'm pretty sure. We'll have a quick look at that. It was 15th on the grid. I mean, it's just stunning so far. He's 4.3 seconds off the lead of this race at the moment. But it does look like Pete is in the driving seat, quite literally, to try and take this victory already. He's got himself up into P2. So the two top soft runners had some stunning starts. And they've played themselves into what should be a 1-2 situation, because I think anyone starting on Ultras is at a bit of a disadvantage already. I mean, look, we've already sort of lost 3 of them through not really their own fault, I don't actually think, apart from Voss. I think, and it just feels like Khalifa was a glitch, if I'm honest with you. You don't get punctures that easily on this game from a start or from contact, if you get what I mean. Just felt a bit wrong. And I think Straw Blonde just got caught up in incidents as well. Turn 1 was mental. I mean, there was cars everywhere. It's hard to sort of tell what was going on. But Pete, at the moment, is trying to find his way through into the lead. We got some yellow flags in Sector 2 and 3 at the entry. I imagine there's a spun round car or something, as not Fernando goes off the track and gets passed by the 2 Hasses. And then spins, not quite into the wall, but certainly struggling out there. And Whiteout, actually, is very close to his teammates. I'm just having a look at the gap with Pete as well. That is staying consistently at sort of 4/10, so I don't really fancy looking down at that yet. But here comes Whiteout on the inside, as we see Philip on his Ultras take to the pit lane. I think not Fernando is gone again. I think he hasn't been able to get out of that corner. Has he got a puncture himself? Have them tires went on him? No, they're mediums. It would be weird to see him have a puncture. But yeah, Whiteout got his teammate, Straw Blonde, goes into the pits as well. So Ultra's certainly not the tire to be on anymore, I don't think. And Jack is closing down these top two. So Kingston, or Pete, I think we'll just call him Pete. He is looking at trying to find a way past, because he knows he could be put under some pressure later by Jack. And he knows he knows he don't want to get into trouble with Jack either, because he'll just get kicked. So yeah, awkward situation, but we'll hopefully see him pass any time now. I mean, he should theoretically have way more grip at this point than the Force India driver of Alex, who's off the track. Look, I mean, he is struggling a lot. This should be then for the leader of the race, Kington, Pete, to the inside. And he takes the lead of the Chinese Grand Prix and is now on course to take his second victory in a row in ILR7. And he's having a good time out there. Now Alex, he has his pit light on. He's the only guy in Ultras not to take the pit lane yet. But he's going to stay out. He's going to try and keep this one going as long as possible. Is he trying to squeeze a one stop out of this? Because I guess the more time he stays out there, the more likely that is. And the less screwed he's going to be later on. Yes, he is. He's not going to have to worry about Jack Gooding. Is he going to be able to catch him soon? He certainly was catching when he was fighting with Pete. Possibly not as much now. We've got Jack on Beesmas. Beesmas is a little bit wide into turn 2. No move though, as of yet. But yeah, Jack up in P6. I mean, that's a lot higher than he was last week, if I recall. So he's having a much better time out there. And looks like Khalifa is... well, he's catching off Fernando, as you may expect. With not Fernando not being able to stay facing forward, unfortunately, as we see Baza and Kyle get past Shabs. So Shabs still seems to be struggling. We saw some struggles in qualifying. And still just not able to quite get the line through the middle sector. Look at that, it was exactly what we saw in qualifying. He dives down the inside there, Baza. And luckily Baza saw that one coming, and so he wasn't turned around. But Shabs certainly not having a good time out there, in the slightest. But still in the points, Jess, as a result of all the incidents going on, she's found herself up to P11 now. And she's looking at trying to get points for the second race in a row, which would be brilliant for her. She's admittedly saying that she's still not as fast as the top guys, but she's certainly gaining speed, and at the moment is trying to defend P11. Although she may well get mugged by these two, because Philip is already shaping up a move. Alex, I think, stayed out again, by the way, for yet another lap. Jess then falls onto 12. Will she be able to fight back? Round the outside, she tries it. She'll maybe try for the cutback, but I guess didn't quite have the traction. Whiteout now trying to get past, and should have that run out of the last corner. DRS for him. I imagine for Jess as well, if she's using it. She is. She's going to defend this one into turn 1. Is Whiteout bringing up to try on the inside? Not at the moment. And I think he is going to get the place on the inside. I'm just keeping an eye on Jack, because I think he's about to try and go for a move here. Alex's tires must be falling off a cliff right now. But surely a one-stop should be possible for him now. He's really had to stretch these tires out. But I think his defence of second place, if he's even going to try and defend it, is about to come to an end anyway. And he will find himself onto the lowest step of the podium, but still on the podium. Round the outside then for Jack. He doesn't have to get it done right now. He's got a full kilometre straight ahead of him if he needs it. And I think he's going to take it. It's a sensible decision now not to try run the outside. But here he goes. DRS on the Force India, and 13 places gained now in this race for Mr. Jack Gooding. Very good race for him so far, but he is 4.3 seconds off the lead. We will see if he can catch this man who is leading the race pretty dominantly so far. The man who won the first round of the season is certainly looking on course to win again, and Alex into the pits. Looked like a puncher, if I'm honest with you. It didn't feel very much on board there, but Beesman's ahead of Jacko, although he had only just got back past. I think they were side by side and making moves, I think, as well as Kyle and Risky Racer. I think they were both changing places there. Beesman struggles still into turn 1. Jacko, you can sort of tell he just wants to throw it up the inside, but he's not going to, I don't think. Not yet, anyway. And we'll see, though. But now, look at the power. Look at the grip for Beesma, then, out of turn 4, that must be. And, yeah. Obviously, we're still yet to see if pit stops would really change much here, but Alex, as I suspected, is going to try the one stop. And this is where we see, does Alex have the pace to come back at Jack and Pete, the only two guys who he lost positions to from the lead? And if he has the pace, then we should see towards the end of this first stint for the soft runners, Alex come back into play here. He's certainly not out of it yet. He did a good job to go as far as he did on them ultras at the start. Not many, or in fact none of the super soft or ultra soft runners could go as far as that. But we'll see. First though, we have to think about passing drivers, which is what you're going to have to do if you're coming through the field a little bit. First one on his list is going to be Jess. Let's see if he can go for it. He should have the slingshot out of here, and it should be on the inside. A rather easy move. Doesn't use that much slipstream actually. He's relying on his own straight line speed. And on the inside, Alex gets himself up ahead of Jess as we see Howitzer out of the race. I imagine there he is on the right hand side of your screen there. Have a look on the right hand side with Straw Blonde. There he is in the wall there. Bit of a nasty incident there actually. I think not Fernando's just recovered from a spin as well there. I think there's still yellows where he is. And yeah, a shame there to see an incident for Reader. Now Jacko is still trying to pressurize here on Beeson, but it's just not happening, is it? He's actually got Kyle starting to sort of reel him in, and we could see this turn into a pretty entertaining fight. There's Philip passing Shabs down to P10. I mean, at McLaren, he may be getting overtaken, but he doesn't seem to be able to fall out of the points yet. It's quite funny, actually. But yeah, still on the points. He's been overtaken, but still there. Matter there was showing his support for Pete, and he leads this race by 4 seconds. Although Jack has closed that down by a couple of tenths, it's not really going to make much of an effect. This is though, here's Jacko. Now he sees that Kyle's behind him, he's sort of going to want to get on with this now, don't you think? And you can see Beasley is going to throw one back up the inside. This may not be over just yet, as Jacko leads his space. In fact, he goes so far off the track that he's going to be overtaken once again. And now with Kyle having a better line for the last corner, he slides about though. Not quite going to have the chance to get by. Could have really taken advantage there. Maybe should have taken advantage there. But no, it somehow stays the same. 4th, 5th and 6th are still on the same order that they were when they entered the back straight. And that didn't really look like it was going to be that way. And Kyle's rear end is really slippery there. You can see him in the Red Bull sliding around, snaking through turn 1 and 2. Which isn't really encouraging for me. I'm going to have to drive that thing in about an hour. But he should have a chance now. And Jacko, right on the outside, he's going to try Sebastian Vettel style. Doesn't quite get through though. On the exit though, Jacko goes wide, just like he did when he was trying to defend from Beesma. And it is the same result, getting overtaken. Kyle into P5. And now closing down Beesma very quickly. Look at how much more speed he's got here through the S section. And then onto the very short back straight, which will then lead onto a very big back straight. And into sector 3, just need to stay nice and close, get him in DRS now, as you can see as Beezer just slides about. You may even get past right now on the inside. He doesn't need a straight, does he? Look at that. Up into P4 as easy as that. And where's Jacko? Is there any closing? No, there's a lot of closing speed. Will he fancy it down the inside? I think he may well go for it down the inside on the two of them. He's got it a bit wrong there. 5-second stopping penalty for avoiding the corner, really, and avoiding an incident there. I don't think he intended to do that, but he has now got a 5-second stop going to take when he pits. But he didn't crash, so good awareness from all the guys there involved to not get wiped out there. And we're staying side by side down the main straight. Kyle still trying to make sure that he doesn't get re-overtaken by Beesma, and succeeding. This risky racer takes the risk around the outside. Sorry, had to do it. as Shabs finally retires from the race. Jacko cuts turn 1, and we see Risky Racer go ahead then. Now let's see Murdoch. We believe I'll assume this is the last corner that we're going to see him at. Look on. I'm going to say the left-hand side. Let's say left-hand side. Didn't see him. Where is he gone? He's missing. Where's his car? I am not seeing it. Maybe you've seen it, but I haven't seen it. Baz is ahead of his teammate, by the way. He was closing actually pretty quickly once his teammate was overtaken by Risky Racer. And yeah, Jacko now down to P8 in this race. But then Baza has a slide. Baza and Risky Racer, by the way, they could do stuff later on these medians, but for now, Jacko's going to get back past his teammate, who I imagine isn't going to want to fight them too hard. The last thing I want to see is the two Renaults in some point scoring positions take each other out. Oh my goodness, look at the sliding though from Baza. You wouldn't think that he's still got another good 10-11 laps left on them tyres as Pete comes into the pits as well as Jack and Moonshot. Will Kyle stay out? I think he sort of has to. Baza gets back past his teammate, and let's watch these guys in the pits then. We see the Ferrari come out, good stuff from him. Jack enters his pit box now. Will Moonshot possibly jump him? I don't think yeah, no real changing then in the pit stops. What will be interesting though is to see who's in traffic and who's not. And you know who's not? Pete. He's managed to get away with that, I think, just a bite on Baza, who knocks into the back of him. Don't take him out, man. You still have to pit. This is a bad idea to try and get involved, and Pete is seriously feeling the pressure. What does Philip do? Does he fancy it? Oh, he has a look on the inside. Now imagine Pete's heart rate is just going to be going through the roof right now. Philip gets past Baza, and them two are luckily fighting behind Pete and not ahead of him. But for now, Pete's tyres are going to be frozen solid. They're going to be like icicles on this first lap, and wow. Will Philip fancy it? Philip really, he's looking close. Meanwhile, Jack is about to pass Baza as well. And suddenly that gap between the top two, as you may be able to see, has closed down quite considerably on this lap. And Jack goes on the inside, gets the move done. Into P5 then he goes. And you can see that from behind. Now, what does Philip do? Jack will be willing him on to try and get past here, but I really hope he doesn't go for it. There's no point interfering with a leading battle. But oh boy, there's Baza trying to hold it around the outside, but he got into the grass and that's not going to work out for him. Jack is certainly in a better position now than he was when the pit stop started, isn't he? I mean, luckily for Pete, he stayed ahead of Philip. That was the important thing, but now Jack is certainly a lot closer. And well, we'll see if he can catch up. He was a little bit quicker in that first stint. Not by much, but when the gap's a little bit closer, maybe we can see it swing around a little bit and have Jack actually pressuring for the lead. Because you know what? Pete is going to be catching the back of his teammate. Although this is Ferrari, we all know what's going to happen here, right? Right? Hopefully Risky Racer does let his teammate through him, and you can see how slow he is, and he does indeed let his faster teammate through. That's what the other guys really should have done with the leading pack. We'll see what Philip does when Jack arrives on the scene. But yeah, now Peter's got two cars between himself and Jack, which would be good news for him. And yeah, bit of an early moment, but they've got through it okay. They're all alive still. Although Pete did just get on the grass there. There's no point pushing it too hard now when you've got the few cars between yourself and the rival. It's a luxury position which you're not going to be in for very long, because Jack will pass these guys. He should be faster than him. So at this point, Pete needs to stay calm and he just needs to pull away. But here we go. Jack now closing down Philip, and Philip actually has a look on Risky Racer. Doesn't quite get the move done. Issue here is that Philip really is in a bit of no man's land here. He's on the softs, which is not going to have that much grip. Don't know what's going to happen here. But Pete's in the lead because Philip's got to put. Oh my goodness, a lot earlier than Risky Racer, and yeah, then she could be fighting towards the end, and it could still be for a good top 5 position or something like that. But right now, I think Jack is going to be starting to get a little bit frustrated under that very nice looking helmet there. Look at that, nice colours. But yeah, all this is letting Pete set fastest laps and get away. So Münchelotte, we've got to look at him now. Will he catch Jack? Because these two are going side by side. Philip and Risky Racer, as Jack taking advantage, had to get by there, and he did so. Jacko, unfortunately, is DC'd, and he was looking at a decent race in the points, but now it's gone from him, unless he can come back quickly. Here's Jack now, trying to get by Risky Racer. Will he get by the two men who are separating him from the lead of this race in one lap? He should get by Risky Racer quite quickly. Hopefully we'll see him give him the same treatment as he gave Pete. And just slow down, let him go. It's not the same race. But no, he's going to fight this one. It's just interesting to see the Ferrari man trying all he can do to help his teammate out. But eventually his defence does come to an end, and it would be stupid to fly back up the inside. He luckily doesn't. Although Philip looked like he was giving it a go. And he's going to go for the exit on Risky Racer. And Risky Racer slightly defends the inside line. Maybe a little late on the brakes into the last corner. That's why he went wide there. A bit of a warning, if anything, given to him there, but nothing too drastic. And down towards turn 1, Philip with the extra speed, but dying tyres. Needs to get this one done now before pit stops. He could just jump him, of course, in the pits, but yeah, I imagine he'd rather be ahead before he comes in. And yeah, it's a shame to see Jack falling in the field. Khalifa looking now at getting the second of the two Williams. And fortunately, looking like they're going to become the two back markers of this race, just like they were in Australia. Except this time, there's not been enough retirements to get them in 2 points. And here comes Khalifa. And he's going to get past Philip, though. You can see him side by side for the S's as Risky Racer struggles. And Münchelotte now in the same position as Jack was a moment ago. Probably wanting to jump out of that car and just knock them both out of the way. Get his bulldozer out and just flip them out of the way as Philip tries on the inside of Risky Racer. What does Münchelotte do in this situation? He just has to sit back and watch, doesn't he? I always like this grandstand view because I'm sure it's very fun for him to watch what's going on ahead, but he knows it's sort of costing his race and he's going wide. Luckily not losing the car, but very nearly losing it, to be fair to you. But it does cost him. He's not going to get by, and you can see how much he's revving that 7th gear. In fact, he's maxed out on the engine power. And Risky Racer goes wide. Philip gets ahead in his contact with Münchelotte. I felt very Verstappen-esque, unfortunately, on Vettel last year. Maybe going to the side of Ferrari. Probably could have avoided. Probably could have got past. Baza and Whiteout now catching this. And into turn 1. We see Münchelotte still behind. It's lap 16 then out of 28 here, and we've got a lot still to go on. Plenty of pit stops I think still to go on, and I don't really know what's going to happen. We've got the top two 3.7 seconds apart, possibly not going to change really, but behind you never really know. Although third place does look pretty secure for Münchelotte, doesn't it? I think the top 3 should be pretty safe. Behind that though, we're going to see a lot of movement when people start to pit on the alternate strategy. Now we do see Philip, of course. I think he started on the ultra, so he does have to pit again. And where's Alex in all this? Alex should find himself in 4th. I just hope his tyres make it, really. Whiteout, look at that, on Baza. Had a little look, didn't quite get past. Philip is just miles away now. He's really got himself down the road. Risky Racer, though, struggling still. Münchelotte, though, not really close enough. It is the battle you want to be watching. Whiteout versus Baza. Down the back straight. Here he goes. You can see on the inside, Baza. And then, oh my goodness, they're all getting the brakes wrong, aren't they? Side by side with Münchelotte getting right round the outside of Risky Racer after a mistake once again in the braking zone for the Ferrari driver. Finally, the Red Bull gets past. Baza stays ahead of Whiteout, who heads up into the pit on dying tyres. Alex gains some places from that, and he's looking ahead very happily to see these two still side by side and making contact into turn 1. Münchelotte, though, desperate to stay ahead and doing so. But yeah, Alex probably wanting him to keep fighting for a little bit longer because there could have been a chance of a podium there for him. But I think Moonshot should not get away from these guys. He should be quicker. I mean, he's on 11 lap fresher tyres. Really, it shouldn't be much of a challenge at all to pull away. We've still got 14 people here, by the way. So hi, thanks for staying. Thanks for sticking by the race, and I hope we're going to get a satisfying ending as Voss finds himself spinning around in that first section for the second time in this race. Obviously, it cost him the lead of the race earlier on. This time, only lower positions. Oh man, that's a bit unfortunate, isn't it? Apparently, Jamie's in a fight with Noel for the lead in ILR6. Boy, that's going to be fun, isn't it? They had a clip on Twitter earlier of them two racing last season when I was commentating on them. It was a cracking battle. But, oh, they had it again, and this time for a win. Ooh, I must, I can understand why you've left me now. You can all leave if you want. I'll go for views next week. Because that's it. I may actually set it on myself if I wanted to. Have that on in the background. Right, here's the deal. You stay here. Right, you stay here, and I'll tell you what's going on there, right? This is how you get the extra views. Oh my god, they've got so many more viewers than God help me. Anyway, we've seen the pit stops. Philip and Risky Racer into the pits at last, and Baza should be the last then of these guys to box. And yeah, sort of as you would expect, I think. Baza will fall to around 10th, possibly. Although we did see White out pit earlier. Remember, he's come back out, and he may fancy passing these guys now. We've got a lapped Williams ahead. Who's that going to be? Is that going to be not Fernando? I think it is. Now, Whiteout should have a look on the inside, and does. Will he get this braking right? He's on one lap older tyres, but they are warmed up, so he should have the extra grip for now at least. And round the outside, this to be an ambitious move, and his contact onto the grass, spinning nearly, just about saving the back end. Not Fernando goes off to Narnia. But yeah, well saved by Whiteout there. Unfortunate though that he couldn't really get the move done. And yes, he should still be ahead of Baza though. I can't see Baza making much time. But yeah, Alex, the one stop for him is working okay. I mean, if he gets them tires to the end, I think he'll be satisfied. But yeah, Baza looking for the pit lane, but not going there just yet, and that's really just going to cost him, isn't it? That will cost him, I think, points. But we'll see. And yeah, I don't know why Kyle's fell off so much. I don't know if he was always this far off, but certainly Alex will be happy that Kyle's nowhere near. And unfortunately, this sort of field opened up a little bit, although Voss is looking at a move and making it on Straw Blonde. And let's quickly have another look at the tyre situation, or the, not tyres, positions, because it's been quite the race so far, hasn't it? Pete has gained 6th place at the start. Brilliant from him. He had to stay the highest of the soft runners, and he's done so successfully. Jack from 15th on the grid. Very good job to get to PG so far. You sort of wonder what he could have done if he qualified a little bit higher. Didn't qualify in mediums, but yeah, up there at the moment. I'm sure he'll be happy with himself. Moonshot, 7 places gained. So our podium sitters, really, you can tell that there was carnage on lap 1, can't you? You can tell that lap 1 went very badly wrong. But yeah, Baza, ignore him. He will fall down a little bit when he pits. Alex would have gained 2 by the end. Kyle, 4, Bisma, 7. But yeah, as we see him set a fastest lap of the race, I think we do need to give a mention to Khalifa, because he was pole. He was pole, and you can see it out there, he was. I think he had a front right puncture at the second the lights went out. Certainly when we went on board with him, he'd already fallen to last place and got the puncture. It's one of the weirder incidents. I haven't looked at it back yet. In fact, you know what? Since we just got a bit of a lull in the race, we'll see when Baza comes out first. But I do want to see exactly if there was a puncture on the line, if it's possible to see it, because he was on pole and he fell instantly down to third before turn 1, and then just went. He spun off and he had a puncture, and he was falling right through the field the whole time. The good news for me is I can see this very clearly in 1080p, 60 frames per second. Thank you, PS4 Pro. Thank you, parents. And let's just see then. Baza just about saving the point, in fact by 6 seconds. Whiteout though, as I sort of thought, is ahead of him. Philip on the back of Biesma could have a look at a move. And yeah, Bill's just got back home, so yeah. His low chances of making the start 20 laps in. You only missed it by 20 laps. I mean, you could have missed it by 28 laps. So yeah, think of the positives here. And yes, I think that Khalifa did have a puncture straight off the line. He must have. He couldn't have had that bad of a start as Philip. That's so late on the brakes, but he must have confidence on the new tyres. But Biesma could have went for the advantage there, but didn't quite. He slid a little bit, and he's going to be squeezed, I think, to the outside there. We'll see. He should go off the track now, and he does indeed. Will he cut back across? I think he does, and Philip is not passed as yet. Jack, by the way, is closing on Pete, and Philip back down the inside into P6. And yes, Biesma, it certainly did look like he had a puncture straight off the line. So that's extremely unfortunate for him, because he was actually 4th by turn 1. So yeah. And yes, Bill's into the chat. And yeah, I've already told the guys about your van. It's a shame to see you not make it today, but I'm sure I would have seen you quite high in the standings of this. Then again, with Mercedes interesting tyres, maybe not. I'm pretty sure, like I say, I'll say it one more time, I'm 100% sure Khalifa had a puncture straight off the line. So it's not his fault that he bottled this, okay? It's not his fault. Now I'm going to quickly go back and check ILR6, let you guys sort of know what's happening there. Just in case you're still here, you know? I don't blame you for not being here. Jamie could win a race. Although, I mean, there's a lot of laps to go. I mean, we are ahead on laps here. You couldn't just stick around for this and then come back there later. Nah. Oh god, they're 7 tenths apart. I will certainly let you know if he takes the lead, because I think every ILR fan ever wants him to pass. Because I don't think he's ever won a race. He certainly didn't win last season, and he still nearly won the title, which I find quite funny. Nearly won the ILR5 title, ends up still being demoted. Actually, do you know what? Carriage, be nice. You update the fans, because I sort of want to keep watching this one. I know there's not much happening right now, but you keep the chat updated, because I can't really be not watching this race when I think about it. It'd be a bit cruel to the people who are still here, who haven't paid, but are certainly committed to watch this. Thanks! Just be happy that this isn't a paid service. Anyway. Well, yeah, he nearly did win the ILR5 title, Carriage, because he was close. He led the title. He led the championship for quite some time. Issue is he never sort of won a race and then started bottling it considerably. Still finished like second, did he not? And then demoted. Yeah, Bill saying he would have been on for a podium today, and I don't doubt that. I think he would have been. And Alex, calm yourself down, lad. I didn't think he'd catch, especially on 4-lap older tyres, but this one stop is looking very nice for him, isn't it? Looking at trying to get himself onto the podium. He did lead this race briefly, but when he pitted, he was third. If he finishes this race third, I'm pretty sure he will be very satisfied. Let's see the ERS. Moonshot has got some more, but that is very encouraging. I didn't think Alex would have more pace in him, but he seems to he seems to have more pace, so nothing else you can really say about that. That's very impressive to be able to catch up. Let's see if he can go for the win, or not the win, or a podium at least. So it's currently Pete from Jack, from Moonshot, Alex, Kyle, Philip, Beesma, Risky Racer, Whiteout, Baza, Voss, Murdoch, Straw Blonde, Khalifa, Jess, and Jacko, and last place is Not Fernando. Not Fernando, I would hope, would eventually pass Jacko, because Jacko is a ghosted car, I believe. Let's just quickly have a look. He may have come back. No, he is still ghosted. He's DC'd. So you would expect Not Fernando to pass and be not last as a result. As Straw Blonde goes so fast as that, I think for a bit of fun there. I don't think he's going to get to the end of them tyres without them blowing up. But let's see Alex, and look, he's got a little bit more pace then through the lone right-hander onto the kilometre long back straight. He's going to have that full slingshot effect all the way down. And you know what, Moonshot being stuck behind them slower cars earlier on, that's going to cost him the podium, I think. Right on the outside goes Alex, he leaves in the room on the inside from Moonshot. And a little bit of a twitch on the exit will keep Alex behind, I think, just for now. But you got to remember, Moonshot, he was stuck behind Risky Racer. He was stuck behind, you know, that little group for a few laps. He couldn't really get past him until the lap they pitted, I don't think. And that's why Alex is here now. Round the outside into turn 1 and into turn 2 as well. This will give him the inside for T3 if he just stays there. And I think he could be getting through here. And cut off at the wrong moment. Oops. But certainly he's looking more confident, and there he's got more speed, but then the outside, we'll see if that one works out for him. Tries it, and he will go for a switchback, or will he's just going to floor it, isn't he? That may just work out. He has the inside line, gets past on the inside. I don't think there's any defence for that one from Moonshot, but he'll try. Back round the outside, brilliant driving there. But Alex still on the inside, let's see. I don't think he's going to go for it, although really... Sure, they could go for it anywhere, quite frankly. We'll see later on. And Whiteout, just while this is going on, sorry to cut off it, but this is looking very good as well. We've got another little battle going on, and we've got 5 laps to resolve all this. Baza, Whiteout, Risky Racer, and then we've got Alex and Moonshot, and Alex just lost a bit of time there. I wonder if his tyres are starting to go off. I really hope they're not, but that could be the drawbacks of going for that one stop a little earlier than the rest of the guys. I think Carriage is celebrating in the chat there. Noel's got more penalties. I think we're going to see Jamie win a race in ILR for the first time. I don't think he's ever won before, so that's happening in ILR6. But you know what? Do me a favour. Go watch that after this, okay? Because there's still a race going on here, and this will end before ILR6 ends. So yeah. And I saw yellow flag. I don't know where it's from though. Don't see any yellows for anyone, so that's good. Alex now gets himself back into DRS, and Whiteout having a look as well as Baza. Baza now on the inside, little tap into T2, and he's going to go for the switchback line, I think. No, he just went for the outside line in general there. Try and stay behind. And does he look on the inside? He brakes late. Good driving from Baza, but I don't think Whiteout saw him there, if I'm honest. And that stops the Renault driver from having a chance to get past. Jack, by the way, is closing the gap to the leader. And let's just quickly check penalties. You never know. Pete is on his last warning. Jack's got 0. So we could see... oh, you know what? I hate to be biased, but he's a league owner. It'd be cracking to see him win his first ILR7 race. Anyway, here's Alex. Look at the run he's got now. Will he get it this time around? Will he have the traction? I really hope he doesn't get it wrong this time, because he certainly has done a great strategy. I think he deserves a podium out of this one. Moonshot couldn't get past the guys earlier. I think Jack's lost it. He has. He's off the track. I've jinxed him there. Now what's he doing? He's got a 10-second penalty for this as well. Is it something I said? I think Alex is going to take P2. There he goes, into P2. Moonshot, P3. So you'll still get a podium for his efforts. What on earth is going on? Why, Jack? Am I not allowed to have hope? Oh dear, Whiteout's got a corner and passed, and even though he's behind, that's a bit awkward, isn't it? I think Risky Racer's been turned around, you know. Risky Racer's fallen right down. I don't know why, but he has. Jack is still cruising. I don't really know what's he doing. What is he doing, man? What's possessed this guy? Oh my god. What if Pete gets a penalty? Honestly, if Pete gets a penalty now, I'll be fuming. So Jack then, with 3 laps to go, has decided that he's going to, I guess since he is technically a reserve, maybe he doesn't want to take points away from the others. Maybe that's what's happening there, but you know, still, I think we all really want to see him do well. I guess I can understand why he's done it, especially being the league owner and all that. I guess doesn't want to take away from the others. I see why. But, yeah, and that's what he said in the chat. That's exactly what he's just said in the chat. So, I can see why he's done it. But, you know, you could have won. You could have had a chance there. It could have been quite... It could have been history here, man. It was close. Anyway, Baza is still close to a move on Whiteout. Although Whiteout now does have a penalty to worry about. And we'll see if that affects him at the end. We've got 2 laps to go now in the Chinese Grand Prix. It is Pete who's been leading this race from the very early stages as Baza slides into turn 2. It's Alex in P2 who's had a brilliant strategy. I think fully deserves to be P2. Yeah. And then Moonshot in P3. So we're going to have 3 different constructors in the top 3 as it stands. Don't know where that yellow flag's come from, but yeah, I mean, 14-second lead now nearly. I wonder if we're looking at a cheeky promotion for this guy soon, Mr. Jack Gooding, because he's starting to run away with it, isn't he already? Look at him. Look at him. What? Look at him. Yeah, that's it. It's cruising down the straight. Why don't you? Jeez, that's mad. He's having a great time. You can imagine him relaxing now. He's got his cocktail out. He's just sitting back in his seat and just enjoying the view as he starts his final lap then here at China. I can't believe that. He just cruises around. It's mental. And he hasn't got a single penalty all day. And at the end of the day, if he takes this win, which he should do if he doesn't cruise that much, then it'll be fully deserved for him. But I don't care, Jack, if you've deliberately screwed yourself over. You gained 13 places to get to P2, so personally, you're still driving today. Closely followed by, I think, Alex, just for his bold strategy. As long as it doesn't go completely sideways on the last lap for him, I think I would still give him driver of the day after Jack. So, yeah. Cannot believe you screwed yourself over. Anyway, could have put him under pressure. Could have made it a dramatic ending. Anyway, you're not on the championship, I guess. So he's done the right thing there. Anyway, oh look at this. Pete is drifting around. Wonder if he knows he's live on stream here, or if his tires are just gone. That could be it as well. But down the back straight he goes. He is on course to take victory in China, and once again, as he did before, he is just cruising. He's relaxing as he heads down the back straight. I can see the 2 Red Bulls getting very close to each other. Well, let's watch Kyle first, or not Kyle. I'm getting confused now. It was Pete. Pete comes to the line. Pete, hurry up! Hurry up, man! Pete wins the race. And what's happening with the 2 Red Bulls? Kyle on the inside for the last corner. Does he go for it? He does. He pushes his teammate off the track. He slides a bit himself and loses the chance to get P3 there. Alex takes P2. Moonshot P3. Alex, great driver, as I said, 21 laps in them tires. But Kyle, he could have had that there. He really could have. But he just about lost it at the end. Philip into P5. Biesma P6. Will there be moves now happening? I think we will see a little bit there. Baza P7, Voss 8th, Whiteout 9th, and Risky Racer will take the final point. Murdoch is coming round now to take P11, so no points for the McLaren team today. Straw Blonde, I'm sort of surprised to see his tyres aren't blown up yet, but then again we still have another corner, so let's not quite our tyres yet. because he's been on there for it's his 8th lap now on these tyres. Through the final corner, he's going to come home to take P12. And Khalifa, like I say, I think he had a puncture from the grid. I'm sure he'll tell us, but I don't think him finishing 13th was his fault at all. And then we had Jess, Jacko, and not Fernando there, I think. Last guys there. But yeah, shame for Khalifa, honestly. I mean, it's a real shame. I think it sort of caused a bit of carnage. It sort of changed the whole complexion of the race. But there's Pete, 2 out of 2 in ILR7. Matt are in the chat. Happy for him, as I think we all are. Good stuff. And there's Alex second, and Moonshot. Lucky, I would say, honestly, to get third, because I think his teammate really could have got it if he had just tried a bit better. Instead of trying to push his teammate onto the track and losing it himself, but still. 3 and 4 for the Red Bulls, they'll take that. Hopefully, in ILR5, I can make it 1-2 for the Red Bulls. Ding. Fingers crossed, anyway. And, yep, still getting XP, don't know what happened. Never understand that. Anyway, let's confirm the results, shall we? So it is Kyle from Alex, Moonshot, Kyle. Right, let's try again. I keep forgetting if I call him Pete or Kyle. Pete from Alex, Moonshot, Kyle, Philip, Biesma, Baza, Voss, Whiteout, Risky Racer, Murdoch, Strawblonde, Khalifa, Jack. Jack, even though he retired, still finishes 14th. Jess 15th, not Fernando 16th. Jacko 17th, Shabs 18th, and ILR Reader in last. And so that has been ILR7 for you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for watching. And you can now hop on over to ILR6 to hopefully watch Jamie win his first race. And ILR4 and ILR5 will be at 8. I'm racing in ILR5 Champions Leader, so you know if you want to watch that, then feel free to. And I'll talk to you again on Sunday for ILR3, which is going to be a bit awkward. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the race. Hope you enjoyed the higher quality of the stream as well. Hope it's all working properly, and obviously the lack of a jet engine. And yeah, talk to you soon. So safe travels, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for watching.